Well, hello YouTube friends. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming over. I've got this new gadget that I want to try out. I've had it for about a week or so and hadn't got to try it out yet, so today is the day. It is a lunchbox. They're advertising it as a lunchbox that's self-heating, and you can cook in it as well. It's kind of like that 12-volt lunchbox that I had. And if you look over here in the right hand corner, I'll leave a link to that one I did about a year or so ago, where I used to cook a burrito in. And I think I did some ramen in it as well for the first test, just to try it out. And I used it a few times since, and it works really good with the solar powered, solar generator and stuff like that you can use when you don't have any power or something, or camping or hotel, whatever, on the road. You can use these. This one it has its own built-in battery. Now, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Well, maybe I will. Ayuravet. I tried. Not sure, but they advertise it as a self-heating lunchbox, and it can probably cook too, because it gets pretty hot. The other one can cook. You can cook things in there over time. We'll see how long it takes. Well, like I said, it has a built-in lithium-ion battery in it, and it charges via USB-C, a USB-C cable. And I'm not sure if you can use it while it's charging, but that will be a plus if you can. And if it can be used while it's charging, will be really, really good, because you can use it until the battery runs dead, and then be able to use it while it's charging. So you can cook meals in there that take a little bit longer time, like a stew or something like that. So that's going to be really cool to try. And I might try to do some baked potatoes in there and a few different things. But anyway, it comes with this awesome padded insulated case, and that's where the lunchbox part goes, right there. And on top, it has a place for you to store things like food and stuff to take with you. And it also comes with a freeze pack things you can put in there, and you can put it right here on top if you want to, right there, and keep something cool in there if you'd like. It also comes with a strap there to strap on both sides and carry it if you want to. And it also comes with a stainless steel fork and a stainless steel spoon. Unlike my other lunchbox that had like a little spot right here on top that keeps the fork and spoon in there, this one does not. So, reading some of the reviews say that this thing is hard to figure out and to use because of the settings. You have an on and off, you have a mode, an OK, and then you have a temperature regulate. I think that's what that is. I'm not sure. I've only read just a little bit because I hadn't had time to mess with it. But inside, this thing open up. Inside we have the cooking vessel itself with a nice lid, and it seals as well. So actually you could cook something, reseal it, put it back in here to keep cool or whatever until you're ready to reheat it again or whatever. But it's got lots of options, I see. But this goes in there, and put the lid on there and set it and forget it for a while. But we're going to try to get us a burrito going. I love burritos, and especially breakfast burritos. And we're going to get this thing cranked up and see how it works. I'm going to mess around with it just a minute off camera, so you're not sitting here for 15 minutes with me while I figure it out. And then once I get it figured out, if I get it figured out, we'll get us a burrito going, and I'll show you what's going on. So here is the burrito of choice that we're going to use. These are mine and my wife's favorite. These things are so good. Oh my gosh. If you've never tried one, I suggest you try one. They're really, really good. Chicken chorizo burrito. So yummy. But I'm going to put this in aluminum foil, and then I'm going to stick it in here and let it do its thing. I'm going to probably go about 20 minutes, and then we'll see how it goes, what the temperature is and all that, and see how much longer we need and all that. Because I know frozen burrito is going to take a little bit of time. In my 12-volt one, I think it took about, I checked it at like, I want to say 30 or 45 minutes, and it was completely done. It was way up there. It was almost 200 degrees, probably, I'd say, if I remember correctly. It was probably 200 degrees or roundabouts when it only needs to be 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, enough jibber jabber. Let's get this thing in some aluminum foil and see how this works. Okay, there's one thing right off the bat that I'm not certain about that doesn't make any sense. Let's see if you guys can see that. Alright, it says, let me get to where I can see it and you can see it. Open the pressure relief valve before removing the lid. Put food in container, close lid, tighten valve fully. This is the pressure valve on top, and it opens up, but it's got like this little thing, you can't really open it, but it says close it for cooking. That doesn't make any sense. Things have to release pressure. In my other lunchbox, heating lunchbox video, it says to make sure the valve is open before cooking. So I think that might be incorrect, but that might push it down anyway when you put the lid on it. I don't know. But things have to relieve pressure, especially if you're cooking something in there, especially if it has liquid in it. But I'm going to do like the directions say, and we're going to cook that burrito. By the way, I've got it in there already in aluminum foil. And we're just going to heat that burrito up in there like that with that pressure relief valve down, and you can't really get it. I don't know if you can see that. There's nothing to grab hold of, and you don't have fingernails. I usually just pop it up from the bottom, but you can't. How can you relieve pressure if you can't even get the dang old thing open? Maybe you can use that spoon that came with it or something, a fork, to get up in there. Yeah, that is not even working. I'll have to put something in this lunchbox that's thinner to be able to get it open. Well, there's no way to grab that. I'll figure something out. In the meantime, let's get this thing figured out. One more funny thing before we get going with this, I just remembered. I'm going to be totally surprised if this thing even works at all, because when I got it delivered, the wife, she opened it up, and while she was opening it up, it was wrapped in like plastic and stuff like that. We were in here in the kitchen, right here on this table right here, and she opened it up and ripped open the plastic, and it fell out onto the floor, and it's still powered up though. So, and I think 2 mornings later, before it was rinsed and everything like that, I put it on top of the steps here, and I go down the steps to go to work to get to my vehicle, and it's right there where that other box is. And 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, it's pretty dark in here, so I usually turn the lights off in the kitchen after I make my coffee, and muscle memory down to the steps, and I kicked it down the steps, the first set of steps, and I'm going to be surprised if this thing works at all. Let's find out. It works. Alright, let me get this thing figured out on the heating here. Well, actually, it's very easy to figure out. I don't know why I just didn't take you guys along for the ride here, but anyway, you just power it on. And you can see that there's a mode here. It's like a cooking mode, and if you click it again, it goes to a timer mode. Okay, so we want it back on the cooking mode, like this. Oh, yeah. There you go. And then right here, we can just set the time. That's it. And I'm going to set it for, let's do 20 minutes. Let me go back. Oops. Come on now. Let's do 20 minutes and then click OK. Boom. And there it goes. And as it's going, let's see if we can feel any kind of heat. We'll check it in 20 minutes. I'm sure it's going to take a few minutes to heat up, but or you might not even be able to feel it at all. There's the charging port there. This is going to be really, really cool if it works. Because as you know, I have the refrigerator freezer, that small one that I can take with me, that's 12 volt. I could put a few frozen items, especially in the wintertime. It's not going to take much energy to use. But I can take that with me and run that off of one of my solar generators. Battery boxes, whatever you want to call those things. We can do all kinds of cooking. You can also probably use those aluminum foil pans that you can find everywhere, like that'll fit in here. I have to measure and see, but I know those probably the drip ones that you use for those black stones that have like the drip trays and stuff that are a good size. You can make like probably make like some banana bread in here, or some kind of bannock or loaf bread or biscuits. So I'm sure we can make all kinds of stuff, like a little mini oven cooker thing. Alright, it's been a couple minutes. Do I feel any heat? I'm really not feeling any heat, but we'll let it run its time, and we'll come back and check on it. And hopefully it don't blow up where it's been dropped a few times, but I've got a fire extinguisher here under the sink just in case. Well, the timer just went off, and that's the end of a 20-minute cycle. Well, actually probably about 23 minutes, because I was feeling the area to see how hot it was getting, and I touched the screen and it cut it off. So right now it's off. Let's see what we got here. I've got my laser thermometer here, so we can see. I'm going to carefully. Oh, the lid's already kind of popped off with the pressure already, so there's that. Let's see what we got inside here with our laser thermometer. 86 on the pan itself. Well, it's kind of reflecting, so it might not do too good. 101. The foil, 76. Just kind of pop it open and feel it a little bit. Yep, still cold. I'm going to give it a flip. And we're going to do another 20 minutes. All right. And so we'll go here to, sorry for the camera work. Let's go to mode. And heat again. What was that third mode? Did it go? Oh, that must just have been the timer. Alright, and we're going to hit another 20 minutes. I'm going to let that ride. And the sides of these doesn't get hot at all. Let me get you the temperature of the table here. 69, 83, the very bottom, 73 at top. The very top here, 86. On the side, 81, and that's for 20 minutes. 71. So it's not, it don't get hot. Hot. So we're gonna let that go another 20 minutes. Let it go for another 20. We'll be back with you. Well, as the timer's getting ready to go off for the second 20 minutes, second 20-minute run here, I realized, y'all see what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the lid on there. So, jeez. So with that being said, we're going to find out if, I'm sure that worked fine with the lid on there closed. So let's see if there's any change in temperature to the outside here. 98. It was like 80 something, I do believe. There goes the timer. 113 right on the display, right on top, about 106. Okay, so it's gotten hotter. 40 minutes. Now we've done this much, we know that we could have done it, set it for about 40 minutes instead, and it would have been a whole lot hotter because I opened it up in that first 20 minutes and that let out the heat. So we're going to open it up in the second 20-minute run here and let out some more heat, I'm sure. And let's find out how hot it is inside before it all escapes. There's no moisture right there or anything, but 130, 114. It's not getting an accurate temperature because of the reflections, but oh yeah, I can feel it getting hotter. So I'm going to go ahead and just chunk that right back on there. Lid's going back on, and you can see the heat's pushing it right back up already. I don't know if you guys can see that. But the heat pushes that lid right back up. Lid's going back on. And let's set this timer again. Let's go to mode. Heat. And sorry, you can't see that, can you? Another 20 minutes and set. But there is one bar gone, and each bar is about 20%. So around 45 minutes or so, it's one bar gone. In the next experiment, I might run something for about an hour in there, and then we'll see how hot it is to stay closed. But it's still warm to the touch all around, not hot at all. So you can about set this anywhere. And if you're in the back of your truck camping or in a van camping or whatever doing camping, it's going to radiate a little bit of heat. So that's kind of cool too, especially in wintertime. And we're back after the third 20 minutes. So it's been going for about an hour, 10, 15 minutes. And you can see where the battery is. It's got one bar left. So that's not too good at all. And I tried plugging it in to see if it'll work plugged in. And guess what? It does not work plugged in. If you're heating up cold items or room temperature items, this thing will probably last about two or three sessions maybe before the battery's dead. If you're cooking stuff, it may last one session. So let's see what temperature we got this frozen burrito at now. Let's get this thing off of here very carefully. Let's see if we got any hot. Oh yeah, it's a lot hotter. Where's my digital thermometer? Let's get before I take the lid off. Let's see, we're at 125. Right there on top of 125 right at the vent. 133. Alright. It's nice. Let's get this lid off. Oh yeah, it's a lot hotter in there now. Oh wow, yeah. Let's get that burrito. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this real quick. When it finishes, it comes into a mode, a warming mode automatically, and it goes from keeps it warm from 113 degrees to that's 113 degrees Fahrenheit, about 132 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you leave it in there, it stays warm, which is really, really cool. Let's get this thing opened up to see where we are. Sorry for the cameraman. It feels nice and warm. Oh wow. Let's get a thermometer in there. Let's see what we got here. Okay, well that's not bad. It's almost at temp. If I would have left it closed, it probably would be at temp. 146 degrees, so we got about 20 degrees to go. Well, that ends a little bit warmer. Got about 15 degrees to go. I'm going to finish it up in here and see if we can't finish that up. Wrap that back up in there. Flipped it. So let's just pop it back in there and just use what we got here. Yeah, so that mode is a warming mode when it finishes, and it keeps it warm, which is pretty cool. Anyway, the other setting's a timer, so you can set a time on here, and it'll start on that timer when this will start. So you can set it to start cooking at a certain time, which is pretty cool. So let's get this going here. That's the timer mode, and that is the cook mode. We'll do another 20 minutes and go. See if it'll last that with that last bar there. This is just an experiment. It'll be perfect for probably heating up soup or anything like that in a can. It'll be perfect for heating something like that up. Or maybe even, you might even be able to make some bread in there or something, maybe, possibly, with some of those little smaller aluminum trays. I don't know, it's an ongoing experiment. The only one bad thing about it is that you can't use it plugged in. So if the maker of this particular lunchbox or similar lunchboxes sees this, or sees my review on this one on Amazon, you can't use it plugged in, and that'll be a game changer for a lot of people. I mean, if you're just using it for heating up cool stuff or room temp stuff like soup or anything like that, or leftovers, this is pretty cool. You can use this 2 or 3 times before the battery goes dead. But to be able to use this plugged in would be a game changer for sure. That would make it totally worth the price. And I'll definitely leave a link down below if you guys want to check it out. Look in the description. I'll leave a link for this, an Amazon link for you to check it out. And maybe some more people have reviewed it since as well. But so far, I'm giving it a because I'd be wanting to use it for maybe doing more cooking than heating up. But with that aspect though, if I take my cooler and I use it for just cooler mode, I can take some leftovers that are just cool instead of frozen, and they would heat up faster in here as well, like some chili or something like that I've already made, or some chicken breast or something like that. And we'll check back on the burrito situation. Hopefully it'll be able to finish before that battery goes dead. So within just a few minutes of me cutting the camera off, the last clip, it went dead. So it's probably been running, I don't know, maybe about an hour and 15 minutes total with a frozen burrito, and opened and closed maybe 4 times. So if I would have left this lid closed and done it for about an hour, it probably would have been done. So we're going to give this a And if you look down below, I'll definitely leave the link down below in the description. If you want to check it out and read some of the reviews, maybe there's more reviews on it now. I'm giving it a If you could power it up, if you can use it while it's charging, that would be a plus. A lot of people would want one of these if you could do that. So right now, my 12 volt, my smaller 12 volt one is looking a lot better than this one as far as like usefulness for sure, once the battery goes dead. And this one, if you don't have anywhere to plug it in to charge it, if you stuck around this long in the video, man, I really do appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up and a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video or the item itself. Let me know what you think. By giving the video a thumbs up, it does definitely help with all the analytics and all that jazz. Okay, I already said that it didn't reach temp, but I just pulled it out after talking for a minute or two about the score, and it's at temp. Look at that. So with that being said, thanks for coming over. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. And as always, plan, prepare, and practice. Handy out.